This live stream brought to you by the Excelsior Citizen and these generous sponsors. The Simmons Sales Team, your hometown realtors. Our Excelsior Springs Hospital, where better care is right in your backyard.
Whether we're talking about our dedication to preventing and restoring power outages, our pursuit of safety, or providing the best member experience possible, we are relentless in serving our communities.
Since 1974, Chuck Anderson Ford has proudly served the community's automotive needs. From new and pre-owned vehicles to parts and service, they've been there in the past and they'll be there in the future. Visit Chuck Anderson Ford today. Find out how you can advertise with Excelsior Springs' #1 community resource. Visit ExcelsiorCitizen.com today.
As long as I stay straight, I'm okay. The pain goes about it too. Okay. But when I sit down, once I sit down, it's not too bad because I go numb. So when I get up, it's just a killer.
6 o'clock.
Oh, Mayor, we should. You're there.
Recording in progress.
Good evening. It is 6 p.m. on Cinco de Mayo 2025, and I will call our regular City Council meeting to order. We'll begin with an opening prayer offered by Pastor Ethan Rosenboom from Crescent Lake Christian Center, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone stand, please?
Let's pray. God, we just thank you for this beautiful day in our town of Excelsior Springs. Lord, I thank you for the leaders represented here today, God, that have been chosen to guide and direct our town. Lord, we just pray that your grace and mercy and favor would be represented in this meeting tonight, God, and that you would give wisdom and direction for the days ahead. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ethan, thank you for coming. Okay, if we could have the roll call of council members by the city clerk, please.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Rainey?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. I'll entertain a motion at this time to approve the minutes of the regular city council. Oh, hold on. First, we want to recognize any visitors who would like to address the council. I see we have a few visitors with us tonight. So if you're going to speak, you will need to sign in at the table there. And I remind everyone this time is reserved for public comment addressed to the city council. It's not really a back and forth. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes, and we appreciate you all for coming. So at this time, and when you step to the podium to speak, please state your name, your address, and your reason for coming to speak tonight.
My name is David McClaskey. I reside at 23407 Northeast 140th Street, Excelsior Springs. I'm here concerning the Idecker Incorporated, which is located right now in Mosby city limits. We understand that it is in Mosby city limits, and we're not really sure. I'm here to help represent the other people that are here. We have a Cameron Road Association of people that live out there, residents that live out there, that about 30 people that all came together yesterday because of this. Idecker is wanting to expand out farther, and it has been said that they are going to not just be surface mining anymore, but they will be doing subterranean mining to put in warehousing caves out there, and that they're wanting to bring in a concrete company to put in out there. And I know that the city of Excelsior is not really involved in any of that. I totally understand that. I know that there has been situations before in past since IDECR has come in out back there with who is actually in charge of taking care of Cameron Road between 69 Highway and 136th Street. If you live out there, you take a drive out there, you will see that what they have done to the road is appallable. It's not really even drivable. If Excelsior is responsible for that section of the road, we would request that you would post a weight limit on a county road. That's a county road out there. It's a chip and seal road. So the trucks that they're running up and down that road would not even come close to being okay for county roads. Now the county is saying that it's yours. You guys are saying it's Mosby's. And we're all kind of stuck in limbo over that. Other than the roads, I know that Excelsior is wanting to expand commercial out into that area eventually. The city limits now go clear to the railroad tracks at Mosby. So it's my understanding that businesses have wanted to come in out there, but they won't come out there because of the blasting that goes on out there at the quarry. I think that's all I've got for you. I'd just like to present that to you. I mean, it's been a problem for years since they moved in out there. IDECR has not kept any promises that they have kept to any of the citizens out there. So just would like for the governing body of Excelsior to be aware of what we're going through out there, just to be aware of it. Thank you.
I appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Chris McClaskey. I live at 23407 Northeast 140th Street. I'm David's wife. I'm going to appeal to you for help. Our community, we are struggling to get anybody to care, to step up and say anything or do anything. I did talk to the Clay County Planning and Zoning today, and I had a good conversation with him, and I'm hoping to get something out of that. But we're appealing to you about the roads. That's what, from our understanding, IDECR has told us that you are responsible for the roads, and we're asking you to please step up and try to help us in that area, because that's, we are searching for anybody who can help us stop what's happening. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Hi, I'm Pam Smith. I live on 136 and Cameron Road. We've been out there for almost 30 years. It was a peaceful, loving place to be. Now we have blasting. My husband is a VA vet. When it first started blasting out there, he hit the ground because it is a blast that it just tremors. Our daughter was at the house, and we had a blast because it comes out at 3:45 every day. She had never been there before when the blast hit. She thought we were having an earthquake, and it lasts. You guys don't understand how bad it is. We've had foundation problems, and I know that there is at least 2 or 3 other homes in our area close by that has had foundation problems. Of course, they're telling us that, we didn't do it. It's just natural. Well, these houses have been here for years. Now, all of a sudden, we've got foundation problems. The dust is so bad that we can't open our windows. And even with the windows closed, our furniture is covered in dust. You don't want to go outside if the wind is blowing from the south, which is quite a bit here lately, because it's so dusty. And if you've got asthma or any kind of a lung problem, which my husband does, and I am on the verge with asthma all of a sudden, and I'm an outdoor person, we can't go out and enjoy our property. It's a nightmare along with the road. And it's just taken our tranquility away, and it's just not fair that that company is so big that can come in and make the money that they're making and just take from us, which we have nothing to fight with. We don't have the money to fight Idecker, but we need help. We need somebody to help take care of us. Most of us, or there's a lot of us that are elderly people. What are we supposed to do? We're on fixed incomes. I don't, you know, we just need a direction and some people to help us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Extremely informative. Yeah, see a couple words. Thank you. Phil Scow, 13619 Cameron Road. So right across the street almost from Rodas Farms.
Okay.
And damage-wise, I've had a brick that fell off the top of the chimney, hit the deck. The front driveway where it enters the garages used to have a threshold of about 1 inch that you'd go into the garage. It's now about 3 inches maybe. So the whole driveway is settling, I guess if you would, and that's just recently. Blasting wise, every day, almost every day I should say, 3:45, 4 o'clock. It used to be, and I don't know if they've changed their pattern. Somebody said that they're now tunneling, but they used to have one great big huge explosion and the whole house would rock, pictures would shake, everything, you know. Lately they've gone to several explosions, you know, like 8 in a row, separated just by slight spaces. I don't know if that's a sign that they're tunneling, and I don't know if they've got approval for the tunneling and that kind of stuff. But if they're tunneling, they've got to have mineral rights, and I don't know what all aspects that they have to have for that. So anyway, things to be checked in on. I know they have, if they can, they're going to expand as far as they can, because it's a gold mine for them. And they're already looking to move way north on the, on the other side of Cameron Road. And they claim that they're going to maintain the roads, well, maybe once a year, but you got to put up with a lot of potholes and a lot of stuff all in the meantime. I don't know what I'm doing for time, but anyway, any help you can give, and just be aware of the situation and help if you can. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I hear your concern. I see it on your face as well. And we will be having conversations.
Can I speak one more time?
Sure. Yeah, you had some time left.
Be aware that, and I'm sure probably nobody here even knows this, but in the last week, since they've started this different blasting, the blasting that they're doing now, you can tell is deeper. It's a deeper blast, like they are working towards tunneling underground. How far this rock's out, I know that I've heard people in Excelsior go, what was that? There's been reports from people in town.
Right.
I know that we have just put up a new school that is close to that location. Cornerstone out there, a brand new school for the city. I'm sure that there's some effect that is coming that far. This rock shelf that they are on goes all the way to Lawson. I don't know if you realize that or not, but that shelf goes all the way to Lawson.
Wow.
So the deeper they get, the more seismic action happens on down. Recently, in the last week, 2 weeks, they have created a sinkhole on the property that they just annexed. It's a sinkhole that is about the size of this building. They've been out there. We had a neighborhood committee meeting yesterday, and we actually had Excelsior citizen come out and take part of our meeting. And since the meeting yesterday, all of a sudden today they are out there filling in this hole and trying to compact fill it. This is the second time that they've filled it. So it's not just us. I mean, it's going to keep going and going and going and going until it affects more and more and more and more people. And so it should be a concern to the city of Excelsior Springs that it is headed in your direction. If we can't get them stopped now, they're just going to keep moving. And the other thing that I would like to present to you is the fact that Idecker Mining out there just recently is no longer part of Idecker Incorporated. They have made the mining company an LLC, so that if they are to be sued, you're suing the mining company and not Idecker Incorporated.
Okay.
An LLC has a cap on what you can sue for. So they are just taking steps in their favor to protect themselves.
Okay.
Because they know what's coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still, we had a couple more that decided.
Okay.
Got one more?
Two more.
Hi, my name is Michael Rentmeister. I live at 24218 Northeast 136th Street. I am roughly about 3 houses away from where they're doing the blasting. I have recently built a completely new house, and I have started seeing cracks all over. One of my windows is shattered, and I have doorways that are bending because of the seismic activity right next to me. And so, you know, I know that it's outside of Excelsior Springs, but I'm a resident of Excelsior Springs, and my house needs some help. You know, I have 4 kids. My oldest is 8, and my youngest is 4, and they're terrified to death whenever the blasts go off. It shakes the house for 10 seconds or so, and we're right next to it. And so we're coming here to plead for some help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, one more.
I promise.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm Charla Lee at 13804 Cameron Road. I am a taxpayer to Excelsior Springs School, so even though we're outside the city limits, we belong to Excelsior. We are in the area that Excelsior has expressed and has for years. They are planning to annex us in the future, not right away, but in interest to Excelsior Springs, not just the road and the atmosphere and the environment, but the traffic. Your actual citizens that live in the city has complained numerous times about driving by Cameron Road and dealing with the trucks that come and go there. I will say that they are probably one of the worst, not one of the worst, but many of the worst drivers I've ever encountered. They've almost hit me a number of times. So it affects Excelsior Springs too, not just us in the rural area. So I wanted to point that out. Is, you know, does Excelsior Springs want to annex an area that is sitting on tunnels, on caves, that's been blasted and used up? I mean, this is your area too, and you need to think about that. So we are pleading with you in your future interest to help us. We need to put a stop to this. They don't need to be around residences. Rock quarries should be out, away from where people live. So I said I'd be quick.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Is there anyone else? Okay. Seeing and hearing no activity, thank you all for coming.
We would like to thank you guys for letting us express our feelings on what's happening in our area. Like she said, we are taxpayers in Excelsior.
Absolutely.
We feel like we are a part of this town, even though we are in rural county. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the city council and for your own enjoyment.
It's exciting.
Or you can leave. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of April 21st, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of April 21, 2025.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the minutes of the regular city council meeting of April 21, 2025, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Those minutes are approved. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with, I believe we're going to make a motion to amend that agenda.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we take item number 8, consideration of local government week resolution number 1569, and not have that be a resolution, but rather move it up to be a proclamation for local government week.
Okay. You've heard the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman Rainey,
Yes.
Councilman
Yes.
McGovern, Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn.
Yes. The agenda is amended as duly noted. With that, we've got 5 proclamations. Six. Well, no, we got 5.
Okay.
Mike's not present for building
Okay.
one. So I'm going to move out in front of the dais, and I'm going to ask John McGovern to join me for the first one. So the first proclamation is for Older Americans Month, in the month of May, and John schooled me on this proclamation before we begin that he is not the representative of the older adult community. He serves on the Clay County Commission for Seniors, and as well as the Children's Fund, so he's covering both ends of the spectrum there. But whereas May is Older Americans Month, a time for us to recognize and honor older adults in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, and their influence on every facet of American society. And whereas through their wisdom and wealth of life experiences, older adults make immeasurable contributions to the community through intergenerational relationships, community service, civic engagement, and many other activities. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds have the opportunity to participate and thrive. And whereas Excelsior Springs must ensure that older Americans have the resources and support needed to stay independent and involved in their communities, reflecting our commitment to inclusivity and connectedness. And now therefore, I, Mark Spawn, Mayor of the City of Excelsior Springs, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Older Americans Month. This year's theme, Flip the Script on Aging, encourages individuals and organizations in the community to challenge stereotypes and dispel misconceptions of older adults and to embrace the positivity of aging. I call upon all residents to join me in recognizing the value and contributions of our older citizens and promoting programs and activities that reshape how we perceive, talk about, and approach aging. So done this 5th day of May 2025. John, thank you for all that you do on the Clay County Commission for our senior citizens, and I believe the entire council is moving in that direction pretty quick. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The next 2 proclamations involve healthcare, and Kristen DeHart, our CEO of our Excelsior Springs Hospital, is going to come. The first one is proclamation for National Nurses Week. Whereas registered nurses in the United States constitute our nation's largest healthcare profession, and whereas the depth of the registered nursing profession meets the different and emerging healthcare needs of the American population in a wide range of settings, and whereas the American Nurses Association, as the voice for registered nurses in this country, is working to chart a new course for a healthy nation that relies on increasing access to primary and preventative health care and better utilization of all our nation's registered nursing resources. And whereas professional nursing is an indispensable component of the safety and quality of care of hospitalized and non-hospitalized patients. And whereas the demand for registered nursing services will be greater than ever because of the aging of the American population, emerging health challenges, the continuing expansion of life-sustaining technologies, and the explosive growth of home health care services. And whereas more qualified registered nurses are needed in the future to meet the increasingly complex needs of healthcare consumers in this community. And whereas along with the American Nurses Association, the Excelsior Springs Hospital and the City of Excelsior Springs has declared May 6th through 12th as Nurses Week with the theme, The Power of Nurses, with appreciation for the unparalleled impact of nurses and their contributions to healthcare, and an open invitation to hashtag Thank a Nurse, you can put that on your Instagram account, for enriching our lives and the world we live in. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mark Spahn, Mayor of the City of Excelsior Springs, ask that all residents of this community join me in honoring the registered nurses who care for all of us. And be it further resolved that the residents of the City of Excelsior Springs celebrate registered nurses' accomplishments and efforts to improve our healthcare system and show our appreciation for the nation's registered nurses, not just during this week, but at every opportunity throughout the year. So done this 5th day of May 2025. I may. And the next one is a proclamation for National Hospital Week. Whereas the American Hospital Association will follow the theme hashtag We Are Healthcare, recognizing the amazing people who work in America's hospitals and health systems. And whereas healthcare workers inspire us every day and are at the heart of National Hospital Week, and whereas patients and communities rely on the wide range of critical healthcare services that not only hospitals and healthcare systems can provide, including 24/7 emergency and other higher acuity care, and whereas hospitals work with their community partners to develop and deploy programs that advance health and wellness and are the symbol for care and safekeeping, and whereas the hospitals and health systems continue to care for their communities despite any challenges thrown at them, and whereas hospital and health systems are committed to supporting and advancing public health within the communities they serve, whereas along with the Excelsior Springs Hospital, the City of Excelsior Springs has declared May 11th through May 17, 2025 as National Hospital Week. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mark Spahn, Mayor of the City of Excelsior Springs, ask that all residents of this community join me in this effort to help celebrate National Hospital Week by showing support to all healthcare workers. So done this 5th day of May 2025. And Kristen, just on a personal note, I appreciate the excellence that you have brought to our Excelsior Springs Hospital. And the doctors, the nurses, the specialists, it's an incredible thing that we have here in this little community. And I want to thank you.
We love our community.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if I could have our city manager join me here.
For the local
Yes,
governments?
Missouri Local Government Week.
Okay.
Whereas local governments in Missouri are at the forefront of making vital decisions that affect the lives of all Missourians within their communities, and whereas local government is the government closest to citizens and the one with the most direct daily impact upon its residents. And whereas local governments consist of city councils, county commissions, and school boards, among others, and whereas local governments work to improve the quality of life for their residents and communities across our great state, and whereas local governments play a vital role in providing essential services and programs, fostering strong communities people are proud to call home. Now therefore, I, Mark Spahn, Mayor of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, do hereby proclaim May 4 through 10, 2025 to be Missouri Local Government Week in Excelsior Springs, and urge all Missourians to join me in recognizing local governments as they serve their communities. So done this 5th day of May 2025.
Thank you.
And Molly? Thank you for the excellent staff that you have put together throughout the years to provide the goods and services that this community needs.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more.
I told you we could just move along. But
Okay. National Preservation Month proclamation. Whereas the city of Excelsior Springs is renowned for its rich history, founded in 1880 around its unique mineral springs and distinguished by its architectural treasures, including the iconic Hall of Waters, the Elms Historic District, the Hall of Waters Historic District, and the Boarding House Historic District. And whereas historic preservation fosters community pride, enhances the quality of life, and sustains the cultural and economic vitality of Excelsior Springs by safeguarding structures and sites that reflect our shared heritage. And whereas the Excelsior Springs Historic Preservation Commission, established in 1978, and a certified local government since 1991, diligently promotes the preservation of our historic landmarks, administers the Historic Preservation Ordinance, and recognizes outstanding restoration efforts throughout the annual Historic Preservation Awards. And whereas the city of Excelsior Springs has demonstrated a commitment to preserving its historic fabric, as evidenced by projects such as the rehabilitation of the Hall of Waters, supported by the Save America's Treasures Grant, and the ongoing efforts of residents, businesses, and organizations to restore historic properties. And whereas May is recognized nationally as Historic Preservation Month, providing an opportunity to celebrate the contributions of individuals and groups who work tirelessly to protect our historic resources and to educate the public on the importance of preserving our architectural and cultural legacy. Now therefore, I, Mark Spahn, Mayor of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Historic Preservation Month in Excelsior Springs. I call upon all citizens, businesses, and organizations to join in celebrating our historic heritage, to participate in preservation activities, and to support efforts that ensure the legacy of our city endures for future generations. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Excelsior Springs to be affixed this 5th day of May 2025. I've got a typo on there, so.
oh, we were going to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Mallory, thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Do I have any more?
Not today.
That's enough. May is a busy month. Okay. Next agenda item is consideration of agreement with Lamp Rynearson related to the water treatment roof replacement project, resolution number 1567, and our Public Works Director, Chad Birdsong, will present the details of this resolution to the council.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. This agreement is for professional engineering services for the replacement of the water treatment plant roof. The existing roof was installed with the last expansion up to the 5 million gallon a day plant in 1998, and we've been experiencing multiple leaks in different areas for several years, especially around skylights. Design work will include plans and specifications for the tear-off and a complete roof system, including replacing insulation, skylights, gutters, downspouts, trim, and membranes. Construction administration and construction observation will include bid assistance with plans at Drexel Tech, evaluation of bids and preparing contract documents, conducting a pre-construction conference, creating and processes change orders, review submittals and pay applications, to preserve and inspect all work and substrate material, and perform the final inspections to ensure that it's compliant with the specifications plans. This cost is broken down between design services for $36,000, construction administration for $10,000, construction observation for $9,000, for a total being $55,000 for the contract. The construction new roof estimate is between $310,000 and $330,000 for the complete package. The agreement is attached. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to discuss or answer those.
Chad, I forgot to ask on Friday, would you anticipate any need to not have the building occupied when at the point in time that the actual construction is
No,
taking
it's-
place, or?
It's a water plant, so it's got to be.
So no
no,
type of
it
disruption
it won't
in
interfere
service
with
or-
that
Okay.
in the operations of it. We run 2 shifts a day, so 2 8, so it runs about 16 hours a day.
Okay.
So it has to keep going.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that adds cost to these types of things because it is a water plant, unlike a normal, like a warehouse roof or something.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Any other questions for Chad on this resolution? Hearing none, we have before us a resolution approving an agreement with Lamprey Nearson Incorporated related to the water plant roof replacement project. I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 1567.
I move that we approve resolution number 1567, consideration of agreement with Lamprey Reinerson related to the water treatment roof replacement project.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. And the next agenda, that resolution is approved, by the way. The next resolution is consideration of change order number 2 with Mega KC for the Dry Fork Greenway project, resolution number 1568. And again, Chad Birdsong will present the details of this resolution.
Change order number 2 with Mega KC for the Dry Fork Greenway project consists of 3 items. The first one is a reinforced concrete box culvert head wall revisions to account for revisions made by the engineer to the box culvert to the top of the head wall elevations. That cost is $6,937.70. Number 2 is for 8-inch ductile iron pipe, class 52, for the creek crossing instead of the original specifications of PVC, as was called out in the plans. That addition is $15,635.48. And number 3 is asphalt pavement unit price adjustment associated with change order 1 that was approved a few weeks ago. The total asphalt quantity was reduced by 26%. The unit price asphalt was increased from $48 a square yard to $50 a square yard. The $2 a square yard net increase is reflected in the change order for the new quantity, which is allowed by the contract, and that cost is $9,794. The original contract price with Mega KC was the $3,446,468.25. Change order number 1 was an increase of $125,865.49. That contract price then went to $3,572,333.74. Change order 2 has an increase of $32,367.18. The new contract price for number 2 totals $3,604,700.92. This does leave a $159,748.08 for additional change orders from this project, which was part of the original grant allocation. Resolution number 2 is attached, and it is for your consideration and approval of the project. And I do see I have a mistake on my date. It's not April 7th, it is May 5th. So I'll get that corrected. Any questions?
Hearing no questions, we have before us a resolution approving the change order number 2 to the contract with Mega KC Corporation for the Dry Fork Greenway project. I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 1568.
Move to approve resolution number 1568, consideration of change order number 2 with Mega KC for the Dry Fork Greenway project.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
Next agenda item is ordinance number 25-05-01, consideration of agreement with Kearney R1 School District regarding swim pool rental. And Nate Williams, our Excelsior Springs Park Rec and Community Center Director, will present the details of this ordinance before the council. Welcome, Nate.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Sorry I couldn't join you on Friday morning. This, I think, pretty straightforward. We have the opportunity to bring Kearney High School swim team to Excelsior Springs to swim in our beautiful pool. Currently, they have been practicing at Genesis Health Club, or formerly Clayview, and with Purple Wave coming on in the club level, and primarily a Kearney club with several Excelsior kids now. A lot of these kids start with Purple Wave. They swim through in the summer. They swim for Kearney High School in the fall, winter, and they work for us, a lot of them. So it's really a win-win for us to be able to bring this potential business to the community center. We will not, at the moment, we will not host a home meet with Kearney High School. Not saying that couldn't happen down the road, but we at least want to get our feet wet first with
no pun.
Yes. Hopefully not too wet.
Yeah.
So happy to answer any questions.
Hey Nate, I forgot to ask this the other day when we were talking about this on Friday. Does this practice time interfere with any other activities that normally would be occurring in the pool that would impact the folks of Excelsior?
So currently, summertime is when that pool is the busiest. Fall, winter, from that 3 to 5 block is pretty slow.
Okay.
Kids after school aren't really going out there and swimming much. I mean, they're playing in the gym or wellness cafe or other places of the facility. Primarily what it's being used for during that time slot would be lap swimmers. And we will still have 2 lap lanes open for lap swimmers, so they could still swim during practice.
Okay.
So the Kearney swim team would only take 6 lanes, so we would still have the 2 open.
Okay. And you think that'll take care of?
Yeah. So we've done similar format with our rec swim program that we just recently finished up. Same time slot, no issues at all. Having those lap lanes open is really the main use during that time frame. So.
Okay, thank you.
Plus you'd have the warm water indoor pool available.
Yes,
also.
yeah, and we always have the indoor pool open for anyone. Like,
what's the temperature of that pool?
I didn't check today.
I don't know.
I know Councilman McGovern would like to know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it starts with a 7.
Yeah. Any other questions for Nate? Hearing none, we have before us an ordinance approving an agreement with Kearney R1 School District regarding swim pool rental. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-05-01 to second reading.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to take ordinance 25-05-01, consideration of agreement with Kearney R1 School District regarding swim pool rental to second reading.
Second.
Okay. I think Stephen beat you to the punch there, Gary. Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. And for the second reading, an ordinance approving an agreement with Kearney R1 School District regarding swim pool rental. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 25-05-01.
I move we approve ordinance number 25-05-01, consideration of agreement with Kearney R1 School District regarding swim pool rental.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. Ordinance number 25-05-01 is approved. Moving on to the next item, consideration of special use permit. Thank you, Nate, for coming.
Thank you.
Consideration of special use permit for short-term rental at 2206 Warnell Road, ordinance number 25-05-02. And our Community Development Director, Mallory Brown, will present the details of this ordinance to the council.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The subject property is currently zoned agriculture and is used as a single-family home. The applicant owns 2 homes and desires to rent this one out on Airbnb, VRBO, some short-term rental platform while the family is not living there. They will live there sometimes throughout the year. The proposed short-term rental does comply with all regulations concerning short-term rentals, and staff did recommend approval to the Planning and Zoning Commission. A public hearing for the special use permit was properly noticed, and the Planning Commission held the public hearing at their regular meeting on April 28th. The Planning and Zoning Commission did unanimously vote to recommend approval of the short-term rental at 2206 Warnell to the City Council. And so before you this evening is an ordinance to approve that short-term rental.
Any questions for Mallory? Okay, we have before us an ordinance approving a special use permit for a short-term rental in District A Agricultural District at 2206 Warnell Road, City of Excelsior Springs, Clay County, Missouri. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-05-02 to second reading.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to take ordinance 25-05-02, consideration of special use permit for short-term rental at 2206 Warnell Road to second reading.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. For the second reading, an ordinance approving a special use permit for a short-term rental in District A Agricultural District at 2206 Warnell Road, City of Excelsior Springs, Clay County, Missouri. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 25-05-02.
I move that we approve ordinance number 25-05-02, consideration of special use permit for short-term rental at 2206 Warnell Road.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. And ordinance number 25-05-02 is approved. Moving on, the next agenda item is a consideration of amendment to section 404.105 of the municipal code related to reasonable accommodations, ordinance number 25-05-03, and again presenting is Mallory Brown.
Good evening again. Before you this evening is an application for a zoning text amendment to create a process consistent with the Americans with Disabilities Act and Fair Housing Act to provide reasonable accommodations in the application of land use regulations. All requests or applications will be reviewed by the Community Development Director, who will make a recommendation to the City Council. The request will be evaluated on several factors outlined in the zoning text amendment. The City Council will then consider the request, and proper notice of the meeting will be given. The mayor will then preside over a hearing where the applicant will provide proof and evidence that the requested accommodation is reasonable and necessary to afford equal housing opportunity. An applicant may request a pre-submittal meeting with the city's community development director to discuss potential redactions of personally identifiable medical information, protected health information, or proprietary financial data. A public hearing for consideration of the zoning text amendment was properly advertised, and the Planning and Zoning Commission originally considered the zoning text at a special meeting on April 14th. They continued the public hearing and the item to their regularly scheduled meeting on April 28th. At the April 28th meeting, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of the text amendment to the City Council. Before you this evening is an ordinance that would enact the text amendment and create the process for an applicant to request reasonable accommodations to our land use regulations, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions you might have.
Hearing no additional questions, we have before us an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 400 by enacting a new section 404.1015 relating to reasonable accommodations. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-05-03 to second reading.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to take ordinance 25-05-03, consideration of amendment to section 404.015 of the municipal code related to reasonable accommodations to second reading.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And for the second reading, an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 400 by enacting a new section 404.015 relating to reasonable accommodations. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 25-05-03.
I move we approve ordinance number 25-05-03, consideration of amendment to section 404.015 of the municipal code related to reasonable accommodations.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And that ordinance is approved. Thank you, Mallory,
Thank you.
for presenting. Next item on the agenda is consideration of readopting the procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest. Ordinance number 25-05-04, and our city manager, Molly McGovern, will present the details of this ordinance to the council.
This ordinance is to ensure a process for proper operation of government, that public officials and employees are independent, impartial, and responsible to the people. Government decisions and policy are made in proper channels of the government structure. The public office is not used for personal gain. The public to ensure the public has confidence in the integrity of its government. In recognition of these goals, the procedure is provided for disclosure by certain officials and employees of private financial or other interests in matters affecting the city. So, and as you all know, you file an annual report with the state of Missouri that affirms what those responsibilities are. So,
Any further questions or comments for Molly? Hearing none, we have an ordinance before us. An ordinance of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri to readopt the procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain officials. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-05-04 to second reading.
Move to take ordinance 25, TAC Op 5, TAC Op 4, consideration of readopting the procedure to disclose potential conflict of interest to a second reading.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And for the second reading, an ordinance of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri to readopt the procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain officials. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 25-05-04.
I move we approve ordinance number 25-05-04, consideration of readopting the procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And ordinance number 25-05-04 is approved. And with that, that concludes our agenda items, and we'll enter into a time of remarks. We'll begin down here with our city manager.
Okay, I have a couple of things. As we recently changed just our process for boards and commission appointments, I'm trying to find the best way to do that, and I've provided you all a summary of the applicants that we have received, as well as a list of the board position vacancies. So at a glance, instead of a 50-page stack of applicants, you can see quickly maybe kind of what boards need replacements and kind of what's going on with that. Also, Kim Halffield has sent just to let us know she is aware that in the Citizens Leadership Academy, there are several people that come out of the academy very interested in volunteering in some way in their community, and serving on boards and commissions is one of those ways that they are very interested. their graduation, and she has two groups this year. One is nighttime and one is a daytime, which I think is a total of about 30 people. They are, their graduation is May 12th and May 13th. They are adding a pop-up volunteer engagement fair to the graduation celebration. Are inviting the city council to participate if you'd like. This is going to have like a table where you have information about the board's commission opportunities or other volunteer opportunities in the city, and they will be passing through the different tables to learn more about what those opportunities are. So if you're interested, I'll get you the details for that. I think the mayor has already agreed to do that. Is that so? Or am I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Now.
Yeah, you're sorry. You're on the spot. You're on the spot for that.
No way out, man.
This is one time I did not get voluntold.
That's right. Also, a couple of congratulations for Captain Warner and Mallory Brown. We have two graduates in our midst. Mallory's graduating from Park University Graduate Studies this weekend.
Wow.
Apparently you already did last semester.
Well, I really graduated in December, but I'm walking. So
there you go.
It's important to my mother, so I'm doing it.
And Robert Warner also graduated very recently from the Northwest
School of Police Staff and Command.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I wouldn't get that string of words correctly. So, also left just because Gary had let me know there would be interest in speaking about the IDECR issue. I made sure everybody had a map today. Mallory prepared a map so you could see the city limit lines and just kind of you could eyeball exactly what the situation is. And we have an agreement with IDECR for road maintenance, so we'll be taking a look at that.
Okay. Molly, thank you for condensing that 50-page bundle down to something that is much more manageable. That's a lot less cumbersome. I appreciate it. All right. We'll begin down at the other end with Councilman Rennie. What say you?
I don't have much other than Robbie Farabee brought joy to my heart tonight as I entered the Hall of Waters and saw his chalk art for Cinco de Mayo and the large taco. And I'm ready to go eat some.
Absolutely. Councilman McGovern, would you like to say something?
Not till I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm having those 4, 5, or 6, whatever it was, proclamations at the beginning of our agenda.
Oh my.
Makes me take note that the person needs some recognition that whoever writes these up and prepares them, I mean, they're excellent, they're great, and I sincerely appreciate what they do. And I assume it's city staff someplace.
Did I hear Mr. Google?
Susan's a
city staff.
City staff.
An extension there.
Also, I guess last week started that late Thursday night downtown thing, and there was a group of about 8 or 9 of us that went to Casa de Victe, and we made sure it was worth their time to stay open Thursday night. So I hope everybody is taking advantage of that. I also appreciate the group that was here tonight speaking on concerns about the IDECR
Absolutely.
issues.
Yes.
I hope that the city does everything in their power that we can to address those issues that not only affect those people that came here tonight, but the future of Excelsior Springs on the west side of town. I rest my case.
Councilman Spear.
I would echo that as well. Just appreciate everyone taking time to come in and let your voice be heard. And if it's, I believe the next meeting that is there at Mosby City Hall is set for June the 5th at 6 p.m. I think at the previous meeting there was material that needed to be pushed to the next meeting, so we have that noted. And then I just wanted to thank Nate for a monumental task of the cleanup day last Saturday. Just appreciate you leading the charge on that. I don't know how many in total trash bags were picked up, but 95. 95 bags. That doesn't include all the things that wouldn't fit in a bag. And special thanks to Tyler and James, who helped us in our area at least attempt to slow down some of the traffic through the S-curves of St. Louis Avenue. It was very much appreciated, but just a very good day, and I'm sure our community is much better for it, so appreciate that.
All right, I will close with
Mayor.
I got a habit of omitting the mayor. Mayor Pro Tem St. John.
Okay. Right. World Atlas. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but anyhow, Excelsior Springs was listed in the 9 offbeat Missouri towns to visit in 2025.
Offbeat.
Yeah, offbeat.
Take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured, hey, that'll bring somebody in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's run with that.
Yeah.
Offbeat.
We're the offbeat town, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're the offbeat
Is that where
town. So, yeah.
We are someplace.
Right. Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, I can somewhat, we get some of that seismic activity that you all are describing at our place. I don't notice it all the time, but every once in a while, what was that? And then realize, okay, I know what it is. So yes, I get where you're coming from, and if you're anywhere close to that, it's got to be making impact on structures of some type or another. So as said before, definitely thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And also I saw where Charles Lee, John Potter, and Cameron White have all been with the city for at least 25 years, up to 31, which I still stand in awe of that. And I definitely appreciate folks that let Excelsior Springs be their career. And that's totally cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I would echo all of the comments about the visitors that spoke tonight about the Heidecker issue. I hope that we can be of support and find some way to help rectify this situation. Along with that, I will say that we had a great mayor's prayer breakfast. We talked about this Friday morning, but I wanted to comment that as I put my remarks together and spoke about the fact that here's some things that you can pray about, because someone asked me last year, could we have that list? And so as I was listing all the department heads, it made me more aware of all of the nuts and bolts that are involved in municipal government here in Excelsior Springs, and gave me a greater appreciation for all those department heads and how those departments function. And we even prayed for our city attorney. You wasn't aware of that, but
I need it.
we all need it. And gave me a greater appreciation for our city manager, because there's an old saying: the fish starts stinking at the head, and the opposite is true when everything is smelling good. And I think everything is smelling good right now.
Good smell starts at the tail. Is that what
That may be an awkward way of saying that, but Molly,
I stop that in my head. But
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I think we all do.
Thank you.
That almost went south on you, you know that, don't you?
Yeah. All right, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Third.
Adjourn. We don't need to call on that, do we?
I gotta go.
That's right.